1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Hey everybody, ECWFan, the collector here. And yes, it is another latest comic book pickups volume. Yes, another new one. And these, I have 9 comics in 1 magazine. And these were picked up at the toy show that I filmed, the ECWFan vlog. And it happened in late April. And I actually got it up by June because I was trying to do some work on it. And there was a lot of good stuff there. A lot of good toys and figures and all kinds of cool stuff. And if you watch, you can hear Movie John in the background. And I went to put him in the video, but when I moved the camera up to catch him and Eddie, the lighting was just so bad. I was like, man, this is not going to work. And I've already got one bad lighting video from that GameStop video. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. And I went ahead and I was like, well, I'm just going to have to cut this because it just don't work. I tried fixing it with the editor. I'm not that much of an editor. So I was like, well, I'll just cut it here. You can hear his voice in the background. It was weird seeing Movie John there. I was like, you know, it was in Radford, and I was like, really? Because I know he had moved. He told me and Eddie he had moved to Indiana. My mind's, I was thinking Illinois for a second. No, it's Indiana, the other state. I know it wasn't Iowa, because that was, man, that would have been a heck of a drive. But getting back to everything, I've got 9 comics and 1 magazine, and so I'm going to go ahead and start it off. And in one booth that me and Eddie and I think John joined us in, I picked up this cool magazine. It is Hammer Horror #1. And this one was originally more a $5.25 magazine, as you could tell. First issue, I'm trying to find the cover price. Yeah, I think it's right there. Yeah, that's just, to me, is just unique. Because now magazines are just way up right now. They're just so priced so high that you really can't get them. I like to get Doctor Who magazine, but man, even like, I think it was like $15 now. The Time Life puts out these special magazines, but they're just too high. You just can't get them. I used to get NFL draft prospect books because I'm big into the draft. I like the NFL draft. Well, you can't get the draft books because they want, like I said, $12 to $15 for them. And back then you can get them for $6 or $7, but now it's just too much. It's just too much. But now let's get to the comics. And got some cool Marvel and DC, and I got some issues to fill in runs. And these are some Incredible Hulk issues I needed because I was googling what I needed, and I picked up Incredible Hulk 371. Which surprised me that I needed. I needed 371, which is a good issue. And I need an Incredible Hulk 373 with the Gray Hulk. Yep. The Gray Hulk was starting to, you know, his run was starting to come to an end slowly but surely, because at 377 is the one where the Smart Hulk emerges, I believe. That's the issue number, but yeah. Those are 2 nice issues for the Incredible Hulk. Now we're going to do some Captain America. And I needed this issue actually because I was like scrolling through some issues in the Marvel booth, that Marvel comics that the guy had in his booth. And I needed Captain America 277. Again, it surprised me I had a hole in this run, but I'm trying to get, you know, all the classic Volume 1 titles of Marvel. I can't stay up to date with the current issues because they've relaunched so many volumes of Captain America and Iron Man. It's so confusing now. It's like they get a #1 every year, and it's kind of hard to follow along. It ain't like it back in the day, like these books, man. I'm gonna go ahead and go to DC. I'm gonna show a DC book off. And I don't know if this is I don't think this is the final issue, but this is one of the issues I needed of Kirby's run. I would love to find more Jack Kirby books if I could have. But here is Mr. Miracle, number 16. And I was surprised to see this in there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Nice little Mr. Miracle 16. Now, back to Marvel. I picked up 3 Daredevil issues. And my long-range plan is to get the first 100 issues of Daredevil. Eventually. I don't know if I'll succeed or not, but we will see. We shall see, as the saying goes. So, eventually, I picked up, at this show, because the guy cut me a deal. All these cover prices, he basically cut me a heck of a deal. Because he knew that I was, a collector. I got issue 64. Yeah, that's 64 of Daredevil. These were all in great shape. And I've got the keys of Daredevil. I got the first, I think, 8 or 9 issues of Daredevil. Yeah, it's hard to believe, ain't it? But yeah, I've got the first 8 or 9 issues of Daredevil, so that the rest of these will come, like I got 18 with Gladiator, so the rest of them will come down the line. So this is 64. This is number, and I love this cover, and I had to get this one. I was like, man, this was probably one of my favorite covers. I got Daredevil number 82, where he's fighting the Scorpion. And this is right after him and the Black Widow had broke up as a team for a while. I think they had been a team for so long. And, but yeah, that's a nice little cover there with the Scorpion hitting him. Then I got Daredevil number 89. And it's got Electro. It's got Electro involved. So I got 2 cool villains on these covers of Daredevil. And I would have loved to find some more Daredevil. But he didn't have that much. I think somebody had done hit his booth before me and Eddie arrived. And we lost out. We lost out, son. We lost out. I got 2 issues left. 2. And this one, I told Eddie this was luck. Okay, I was in another booth. And back before COVID hit, way before COVID hit back in 2020. I know it's kind of hard to believe we're saying before COVID, and that was in, 6 years ago. But back in 2018 or 2019, Robert was set up at the flea market, and Robert don't set up anymore. He told me he just don't do it. He sells on eBay, and so Robert was selling, and I picked up I picked up 3 issues of this miniseries. Well, I needed 1 issue of this miniseries. It was issue 3. And here it was. It's Catwoman, her first miniseries. And back in, I think it was 88, or 89. It's 89. Well, I needed issue 3. This one booth had this 1 issue sitting there, which was really unique. I mean, I was like, of all the issues, this 1 issue was sitting in this booth. I told Eddie about that. I was like, man, that's just unique. Just to see that, of the 1 issue I needed of that Catwoman miniseries, after so many years, it was sitting in that booth. So that's kind of cool to see. But finally, we're going to get to the last one. And this is one of my favorite characters. My favorite character, because I've got 2 big runs of his book. And basically, I was going through and I was like, I wonder if I need any issues of Detective Comics, because the guy had a few Detective Comics issues. Well, I needed the 100-pager, 445. This is issue 445 of Detective. This is kind of cool. It's hard to believe that Detective now is over, I think it's over 1,050. I think it just passed 1,050 issues, and it's just, that's hard to believe. But yeah, this is one I needed. I love these 100-pagers. It's got some wear on it. That's, of course, down here. But it's a 100 pager. You can't expect near me quality for the price, you're getting. But like I said, that guy at that one booth cut me and Eddie. I think Eddie bought a couple of issues off of him, and I bought. But I was happy to get these, because they fill in runs. And Daredevil issues, that's pretty cool. So I'm happy with what I got. But yeah, that's 10 issues from the toy show. I hope you enjoyed this video, and just keep on reading, folks, and keep on collecting. Will hunt me down some more detective eventually.